Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise be to Allah, the merciful, the compassionate, the Lord of the universe, your Lord and my Lord. And peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. In this episode of your program, Glimpses from the Life of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we'll talk about the part of the migration of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where it could be titled On the Road to Yathrib. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam decided to migrate from Mecca to Medina, and we talked about that in some of the previous episodes. On the way, the Qurayshis realized that they couldn't catch him. Therefore, Abu Sufyan, the leader of Quraysh at that time, his community, spread the news to the tribes around Mecca that anybody who would catch Muhammad, dead or alive, will be granted 100 camels. And that was a great wealth. Even today it's a great wealth, not to mention at these times. This news passed to the ears of one of those who were very famous in tracking people, finding them and bringing them back to where they were asked for. So that was Suraqa ibn Malik al-Mudhaj. This man, he was in his tent, and some of his people came to him and said, the Qurayshis, don't you know that the Qurayshis, that Abu Sufyan granted 100 camels for anybody who would catch Muhammad and his companions? And it is mentioned that they are really passing through our area. And that area was called Qadid, an area between Mecca and Medina. And one of them said, I saw 3 people moving next to the coast. They might be the ones who are really Quraysh is looking after. Said, no, forget about that. I have already checked that's not true. When they left, he took his horse and went to that direction. He realized that they were the people that the Qurayshis were looking after. But look what happened. Suraqa is very famous in chasing people, in catching them, in getting the reward for that. But here he's dealing with different types of people. People who are supported by heavens. We're talking about Muhammad and his companion, the truthful companion, As-Siddiq. Allah will not forsake them for Suraqa or any other than Suraqa. So Suraqa came very close to them, and they realized that they were the people who he was supposed to be catching. But a miracle took place. Suraqa did not expect that. The legs of his horse sank in the sand, and he could not move. He looked around, and he didn't believe it. He said, what's going on? Please help me. The Prophet ﷺ supplicated for his horse to be free again. He continued following the Prophet ﷺ until he realized that there is no way for him to catch the Prophet. The Prophet said to him, he realized that there is no way I could catch this man. Okay, he must be carrying the truth. He said, oh Muhammad, can you write me something? I don't want to go back with nothing. That when you prevail, you will reward me, you will accept me. He said, yes, Abu Bakr, write for him. And he wrote something for him. In another report narrated in the books of Sirah, that the Prophet ﷺ promised him the bracelets of Khisru, the Persian emperor at that time. Suraqa had to accept that, because what he saw with his eyes made him believe anything that this man would say. And this man and his message will prevail, and he will be victorious. There is no doubt at the heart of Suraqa. He said, do that, Suraqa. I promised you that, with one condition. You go and you hide the news about me and my companion to others so they will not chase us. Say, I will do that. He went back and he found people trying to get the reward, told them, you're not going to catch him. He has left already. I tried my best and couldn't find him. The story does not end there. Actually, it is reported that Suraq ibn Malik, after the liberation of Mecca, met the Prophet ﷺ at a place called Al-Ju'arrana, and he showed him the document that he has written for him and accepted Islam. Also, the story did not end there. As a matter of fact, Suraq himself became among the companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, but the close companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and went into the different expeditions and missions of spreading this deen at all directions, where he was firm in his belief that the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad that he's going to wear the bracelets of Khisru is going to be achieved, is going to be accomplished. And many of the companions of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, as long as we have Suraqa living among us, there is a great hope that the miracle Prophet Muhammad ﷺ will be achieved. Yes, during the time of Umar al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, the leader of the believers at that time, the Muslim armies went into all directions, all over the world, spreading the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, demolishing the Persian Empire and bringing back the bracelets of Khisru when he was defeated to Medina, where Umar was looking around and said, where is Suraqa? He wanted to see the prophecy of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ fulfilled in front of the eyes of all people and to be reported in the book of history until the day of judgment. Suraqa came standing tall and proud to wear the bracelets of Khisru at his own hands, seeing the message, the miracle of his messenger, beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who promised that decades ago now to be fulfilled by him with his own eyes, seeing what's going on. And all the companions of Prophet Muhammad and the people who were not with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ would witness another miracle, not during the life of the Prophet ﷺ, but after the death of the Prophet ﷺ. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. You had the best example in the Prophet of Allah. This is just glimpses from what went on in the life of the greatest man ever walked on earth. I ask Allah the great for his great bounties and for drinking from the bowl where the Prophet ﷺ will give us water to drink in the time where there is no way to drink but from the basin of the Prophet ﷺ. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.